What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about BNB, Binance Chain, Binance Coin, whatever you want to call it. Here we are. We're going to talk about this one because there's some big news that I've just read about this thing, and actually we'll pull that up now on X. Bloomberg, right? We got this. Ghazi was, I didn't even like your post, man, Ghazi. Hedge fund executives eye $100 million to accumulate BNB token. That's a weird title. They eye $100 million to. Anyways, a team of crypto hedge fund executives are in advanced talks to raise $100 million for investing in a token linked to Binance Holdings through a publicly listed company they control. In the latest spin, the Bitcoin on the Bitcoin Treasury blueprint pioneered by Michael Saylor's strategy. So BNB, the what is that? Fifth crypto, right? We're gonna have a BNB strategy. We've got a Tron strategy, a Solana strategy, BNB strategy. There's Ethereum and Bitcoin strategies out there. I don't know. Is there an XRP strategy? I mean, I guess that's the stockpile on the United States Crypto Reserve. I don't know. There's probably XRP strategies too. All these top 10 coins, man, except for Dogecoin and Cardano, are getting some love. CZ weighed in here and said, and a few other markets around the world. So not just hedge fund executives, right? Let's see. Does it say Binance? It doesn't say what company, but that's okay. And a few other markets around the world too. I heard about a few different companies doing this, so there's multiple companies. So far, none are driven by CZ or Binance. But they are extremely supportive. He clarifies that BNB is a public coin, not linked to Binance Holdings, because that's what it says, linked to Binance Holdings here. It kind of is linked though. CZ says it's not linked, and that's probably for liability reasons and all that stuff. But cut the crap. It is linked. Like if Binance went under, BNB would not exist. If BNB starts to do bad, Binance might have some problems, right? But BNB is the most successful exchange token. It absolutely is. It's the first of its kind, and it's a way, in a sense, to have stake in the Binance company. Like it really is, because they do a lot with BNB. It might not be actually linked to it, but it's. I think it is. I think it is. And I don't think I'm the only one. Clearly, there's $100 million that says I'm not the only one. But yeah, looking good. A little intro there. Something interesting about BNB that maybe none of you guys know about, right? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Let's talk about this real quick right here. Okay, if we look at BNB from, do you guys remember the not the last bull cycle high, but the 2017 cycle high? It was in January. From a high to a low, BNB dropped 83%. Do you know what Bitcoin did in that same bull cycle? From a high to a low, Bitcoin dropped to 84%. Very similar. It doesn't seem like that big of a difference, but that's the only freaking crypto besides a stablecoin that dropped less than Bitcoin in its bear market. It found its low in December of 2018, whereas Bitcoin found its low in actually it was December of 2018. That's right. Okay, cool. And then again, it outperformed it in the bear market by 1%, but then it absolutely demolished Bitcoin in the bull market as far as low to high goes. Right, low to high here. That was a 169x last cycle, 169x in BNB. Okay, Bitcoin, what was it? Like a 20-30x? What was it? 22x. 22x. Last cycle, when we topped off, our bear market from here, high to low for Bitcoin, was 77%. And yet again, oh yes, yet again, Binance outperformed Bitcoin. This time a little bit more than 1%, 73% to the downside. This is the only crypto, you guys, that I know of that has. Did Tron outperform BNB too? I want to see. Hold on. I think Tron and BNB, they're not the same, but CZ and Justin Sun are buddies, man. And they support each other. Like they definitely do. And I'm not saying that that's the reason why, but just hold on now. 74%. BNB dropped 73. It outperformed TRX, but TRX and BNB outperformed Bitcoin in the bear market, and they also both outperform it in the bull market. Nobody talks about that, man. Isn't that crazy? You got everybody talking about Solana and US or what is it? Sorry, Hyperliquid. Where's Sui? Sui, stuff like that, right? But Tron, number 8, they're talking about Hyperliquid and Sui flipping Solana. That's how you know that those are never going to flip Solana. You want to know what's going to flip Solana? Tron. You know what? You know what's going to do really well besides Solana? It's even got a higher market cap. BNB, absolutely. This thing's here to stay. It's been around for a long time, and you've got titans of industry involved with this thing with BNB, right? When I say titans of industry, I mean like the biggest players in the game are involved with Binance and BNB. They all are. Absolutely they are. They're all friends. The club is the Binance club, man. And it's just getting started. This party's about to roll. Okay, so if we're looking at this here from a high to a low, consolidating here, getting up here, finding support at the golden ratio like this, consolidating this range, you guys, you're going to go one place and one place only, and that's up. Absolutely. We're looking at on the monthly time frame. This is a long-term prospect here. What kind of market cap do we have here? 87 billion. Yeah. BNB probably sees something on the lines of $1 trillion market cap or more by the end of the cycle, you guys. Probably, genuinely. Let's look at this real quick. From a high to a low, last cycle or 2 cycles ago, high to a low here. Your next cycle high, you went all the way above the 2618, all the way above. You're probably one of the only cryptos in the top 10. You probably are the only crypto in the top 10 besides Tron to do that. Crazy stuff. High to low. If you were to do the same thing, go into the golden ratio, or even just above it, a 10x would put you at $800 billion, right? $870 billion. I really wouldn't be surprised if we reach the money zone of about 8K to 11K, pushing maybe right in the middle there, maybe find resistance right at 10K. BNB with a 15X. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. This is probably not going to outperform the average crypto, but it will outperform Bitcoin. Everybody talks about Bitcoin and buying Bitcoin and how great Bitcoin is. And Bitcoin's awesome, you guys. Absolutely it is. But Binance is a facilitator of a lot of different cryptos, okay? It's like the gatekeeper to greatness for a lot of different cryptos. Bitcoin, I think it would be not a miracle. I think it'd be fantastic and even expected that Bitcoin gets to $500,000 by the end of the cycle. That's a 5x from here. Let's say I'm wrong and we go up even higher. This is something that's a bit of a miracle. We go up to $1 million. That's a 9x. A miracle. If Bitcoin went to $1 million this cycle, that's a freaking miracle, you guys. And that'd be a 9, almost a 10x. BNB has 15x potential, and that wouldn't require a miracle. That just requires it to perform like it did last cycle. Even if it performs underperforming, and we get to the 2618, we underperform, it's going to compete with Bitcoin as far as growth goes if Bitcoin was to do a miracle, let alone if it performs where I think it's going to go to, right? BNB is going to outperform Bitcoin by a mile. If you're investing in Bitcoin, I think, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, I think if you move your money into Binance, BNB, you're probably going to crush it. You probably would genuinely crush it. In comparison, right? If it matters to you, what's doing better versus Bitcoin? Let's type in BNB versus BTC here. Hold on, BNB BTC. Looking at this on a weekly time frame, it's probably one of the only charts. Oh, actually, hey, you've been going down a little bit recently, to be fair, but it's one of the only charts. Looking on a monthly time frame, that has a positive correlation with Bitcoin. Most cryptos don't look like this. They might be range bound. Even XRP is range bound, right? Or in downtrends. Predominantly, all of them are in downtrends. Something that's got higher lows and higher highs versus Bitcoin. I'm not drawing that completely appropriately. Maybe it's like this, and you've broken out of it. Whatever. I don't care that you've broken out of it. You'll still probably come back up. There's not many cryptos that look like this over the long term. And BNB, really what it looks like is you've got some kind of like W shape. You're probably going to come up. I wouldn't be surprised if you found resistance up here. You might not extend too much versus Bitcoin this cycle as far as like new highs go, but from here, absolutely. The rest of the cycle is going to be phenomenal. Looking at you now on a daily time frame. Hold the horses. I think you're going to go down a little bit, right? If we're looking at this here on the 23rd of June, 10 hours, 19 minutes left in the day. Sorry guys, my voice keeps cutting out. I need to drink some water. Low to high, you're below the 382, you've closed below there, and you tip the 0.5 for support. That's a good look, man, actually. 10 hours left. If this day can close green, I think that'd actually be a really good look. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. No, you're probably going down. You're probably going to go. You got higher highs here in the RSI. You're at an area you find resistance at. Lower highs in the price, down. Down you're going to go. 4 hour time frame, yeah, you look like you want to go down. You'll probably see a slightly lower low. You might double bottom right off this area, but a slightly lower low gives some bullish divergence, yeah? Higher low in your RSI, lower low in the price from a closing perspective. Double bottom, bullish divergence on the 4 hour, and the daily would probably get in and out of the oversold zone real quick after that. Very bullish circumstance to be in, and then I think BNB is rocking and rolling after that, man. Looking at this from a relative, let's actually go back to last cycle's high to low, okay? High to low. High to low right there. Expectation would be that BNB sees $1,000 to $1,600 in a very, very short amount of time. We'll probably find support right there at 597. This will be like the last call for institutions to load up the truck, and they're going to be loading up the truck, man. And the only thing that I could say if I'm wrong about BNB is not that I'd be wrong to the downside, right? I don't think I'm going to be wrong to the downside. If I'm wrong about BNB at all, I'm just not bullish enough. Maybe $10,000 isn't enough. Maybe this thing crushes it, man. If it was to perform like the average coin or outperform the average coin, there is a chance where you can see this thing being worth $21,000 by the end of the cycle. That's the miracle for BNB, right? The miracle for Bitcoin's $1 million, and that's a 10x. The miracle for BNB is to outperform the average coin and do a 35x right here at the 3618, because that's the only next fib target. If you don't stop at 10,000, you probably go up to here, and that would put you at a multi-trillion-dollar market cap, man. That would be insane, but it's very possible. It's absolutely very possible. But we'll see. We'll see. And inevitably, I think you'll get there. I think BNB is like in 10 years will be a multi-trillion-dollar company. Absolutely, not even 10 years from now, but. By the end of this cycle, I'm not as convinced on that just yet, but it's a possibility. There's a reason why I'm calling it a miracle, right? It's not that it can't happen. It's just unlikely to. I think the most likely would be something between $5,700, $5,800, and $11,000. I like that 10K area right there in the middle. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. All right, take care. Bye-bye.